All right, let's dive into a question that sounds like something you'd ask a friend late at night, but it actually takes us deep, deep into our own biology. We're going to explore what happens when you push the human body to its absolute limit by taking away sleep entirely. So let's just imagine it. What if you actually did it? What if you stayed awake for 7 full days? No little naps, no drifting off on the couch. I mean, would you just be super tired and maybe a little cranky? Or does something way more profound and way more dangerous start to kick in?
So what's the verdict? Well, to put it bluntly, it's not just bad, it's a rapid, catastrophic failure. We're not talking about just feeling sleepy here. We're talking about a complete unraveling of your mind and your body, right down to the cellular level. Seriously, it's probably worse than you think.
Okay, before we go any further, I have to say this, and it's super important. This is all for educational purposes. Prolonged sleep deprivation is incredibly dangerous. Do not try this. If you're struggling with sleep, please talk to a doctor. All right, now that we've got that covered, let's get into it.
You know, to really understand how everything just falls apart when you don't sleep, we first have to appreciate what sleep is actually doing for us every single night. And it's not just about resting. It's an active, absolutely essential maintenance period for your entire system.
I love this way of thinking about it. It's like every night, a cleaning crew comes into your brain to wash away all the metabolic junk that built up during the day. And at the exact same time, your mind is running these crucial software updates. It's organizing memories, processing info, and just getting you ready to be at your best the next day.
So this nightly maintenance is, well, it's a huge deal. Your brain is actively clearing out toxins, some of which are linked to diseases like Alzheimer's. It's locking in your memories, which is exactly why pulling an all-nighter to study is actually a terrible idea. And on top of all that, it's balancing the critical hormones that control your mood, your appetite, and it's rebuilding your immune system. So yeah, sleep isn't optional, it is absolutely mission critical.
Okay, let's start the clock. The experiment has begun. You've decided you're staying awake. So what happens first? Well, these first 48 hours are where you go from just feeling kind of tired to feeling genuinely unstable. And this isn't a slow slide, believe me. It is a free fall. Within just 24 hours, you're already significantly impaired. By the 48-hour mark, you're unstable. And after that, well, that's when things start to get really, really weird. This is probably one of the most powerful ways to understand that first day. Being awake for just 24 hours straight impairs your brain's performance to a level that's legally comparable to being drunk. Your reaction time slows to a crawl, your judgment is shot, you're just not thinking clearly at all. Now, as you push past that first day and into the second, your brain starts to fight back. It will literally force you to sleep, even if it's just for a couple of seconds. We call these micro-sleeps. You could be staring right at something, but for a moment, your brain has completely checked out. And the scariest part? You won't even know what happened. All right, we are now crossing a major line. We are moving way beyond just feeling exhausted. After 2 full days without any sleep, you start to lose your actual grip on reality itself. This is where it gets freaky. Dreamlike states, things from your subconscious, they start leaking into your waking life. The line between what's real and what's in your head just starts to dissolve. It's an incredibly confusing and, honestly, a pretty terrifying experience.
By the 72-hour mark, 3 days, you are in a full-blown crisis. You can start having hallucinations, seeing or hearing things that just aren't there. Your higher-level thinking, what we call executive function, totally collapses. You can't plan. You can't solve problems. Paranoia kicks in, you get confused, and your immune system is so shot that you're a walking target for any infection.
So, we can see the symptoms on the outside, right? The confusion, the hallucinations. But what is actually going on under the hood? What's the biological process that is causing this complete and terrifying breakdown?
This is where we get into the science of it. Because all of that chaos you're experiencing on the outside is just a mirror of a catastrophic systems failure that's happening on the inside.
One of the biggest parts of this breakdown is your hormones. Your entire system just goes haywire. Cortisol, that's your stress hormone, it skyrockets, putting you in this constant state of fight or flight. Meanwhile, leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, it just plummets. And ghrelin, the one that makes you hungry, it spikes.
This hormonal mess is exactly why you crave junk food like crazy when you're exhausted.
And it creates this cascade of failures that hits every single system in your body. Remember that cleaning crew we talked about? Well, it's off the job. Toxins are building up in your brain. Your neurotransmitter systems like dopamine and serotonin are all messed up, which is why you feel no motivation and your emotions are all over the place. Your immune cells stop working right. Even your most basic automatic functions, like your heart rate and your blood pressure, become dangerously unstable. It is a total system failure.
So, after pushing your body to the absolute brink, is there a way back? And more importantly, what can this insane scenario teach us about our own everyday relationship with sleep?
The good news is our bodies are pretty amazing at trying to repair themselves. When you finally do get to sleep, you'll go into something called sleep rebound. Your brain basically skips the latter stages of sleep and dives right into the most restorative, deep sleep and REM sleep to start this massive repair job. But while you might feel a lot better after one super long night of sleep, getting your brain fully back to normal can actually take several days.
You know, this whole journey into the extreme really just shows us how vital sleep is. And the big takeaway for all of us is that protecting our sleep is one of the best things we can do for our health. The steps are simple, but they are so powerful. Try to stick to a regular schedule. Cut out things like caffeine and screens late at night. And hey, if you have ongoing sleep problems, don't be afraid to get professional help. This isn't just good advice. This is the preventative maintenance that keeps your whole system from breaking down.
So, at the end of the day, sleep isn't a luxury. It's not a hack you can avoid. It is a biological non-negotiable. Trying to skip it is like trying to run an engine with no oil. Eventually, everything just seizes up. This whole trip into extreme sleep deprivation proves exactly why that nightly tune-up is something none of us can afford to miss. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's the longest you've ever stayed awake, and what did it feel like?